Hi, I'm going to talk to you about constraints and how we use them in our sketch mode. First, I created a part and then followed by a sketch. And I start drawing my line, starting from the 0,0 point. We'll draw just an outline of a box in random. Oops, Control Z. Close that line, close that loop. One point to note, in all extrusions, it's important that your loop is fully closed. Any small gaps would result in a creation of a skin rather than a solid. Right? Now, to work on constraints. Constraints allow you to align your geometry with reference to the origins or respective to other geometries as well. For example, this over here is the vertical constraint, and when I select the vertical constraint, what would happen is that it would turn this line into a vertical line. If I want to make this is a perpendicular constraint, and if I want to have this line perpendicular to this line, I select the perpendicular constraint followed by this and this becomes perpendicular. Likewise, for the horizontal constraint, I can make this horizontal. Okay. Now, if I want to have this line collinear to this line, so that when I change the dimension of one, the other follows as well, I use the collinear constraint, which says that collinear constraint, selecting this one, this, and it gets aligned. And if I were to put a dimension to it, and if I change the dimension to 10 millimeters, you'll see that both lines move in tandem. Alright, now let me increase this a little so that I have a little bit more space. Let's say 50. Now if I were to draw several circles of different sizes, and if I want to have all the circles follow the dimension of, or follow the diameter of one of these circles, let me set this to 10. What I can do is I can use the equal constraint, and it's not just applicable to circles but to lines as well. And I select this circle will be equals to this circle over here, and I could select this one. You need not necessarily select it to the root dimension. You can select it to this one as well, and they will all follow this dimension, which means to say once I have this constraint, by changing the diameter 10 to 15, all the circles would enlarge together at the same time. So this will help you in drawing efficiently. If you want your lines to be tangent to your circles, for example, if you are creating a circle, if you want to draw a slot, so let me make it a bigger circle. If I want to create a slot and I draw a line over here, what I can do is I can create this tangent to this line. I can use the tangent constraint to have the circles be constrained to the lines. Okay, and this to this. What I have is this. Okay, so the lines can be constrained to the tangents of the circle. Okay, what else do I have? The other constraints are parallel constraints. So if I were to do this, I will be over constraining, and I think a warning would come up that says that I'll be doing an over constraint, because previously earlier on I've set this to a vertical constraint, so you can only constrain it once, and once it's fully constrained, You can't double constrain it. Okay, so that's one of the constraining rules. I can add a dimension to it. Alright, this ends my introduction to the constraints. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you again in the next